Hello everybody, welcome back to another video, and in today's video we are going to be doing an airport update of Washington Reagan National Airport. We have a couple new models in today's update, so with that I think we're just going to go ahead and start where we usually start, over here at the American Eagle section. So starting off the update here, we have this American Eagle Embraer E175. This aircraft has just arrived in from Cleveland, Ohio, and is going to be heading out to New York LaGuardia. Following that, we have this American Eagle CRJ-700. This aircraft has just arrived in from Norfolk, Virginia, and is going to be heading out to Charlotte in North Carolina. Next up here, we have this American Eagle CRJ-200. American Eagle have added the CRJ-200 back into their fleet after initially retiring them in 2020. They don't fly a lot into Washington Reagan. Both the ERJ-145 and the CRJ-200 don't fly that much into this airport, but I have them in these airport updates just because we don't really have that many of the American Eagle aircraft that American actually send to Washington Reagan. I would like another release of the CRJ-900 and maybe a couple more E175 CRJ-700s, and then we're pretty much set. But this American Eagle CRJ-200 has arrived in from Charleston in West Virginia and is going to be heading out to Birmingham in Alabama. Next up, we have another American Eagle CRJ-700. This one has arrived in from Bangor in Maine and is going to be heading out to Detroit in Michigan. And then next up here, we have this American Eagle Embraer E175. This aircraft has arrived in from Portland in Maine and is going to be heading out to Key West in Florida. We then have this American E170. This one is in the retro livery, and funnily enough, this aircraft is actually an ex-Flybe aircraft. Just a fun fact for you there. But this aircraft has arrived in from Windsor Locks in Connecticut and is going to be heading out to Indianapolis in Indiana. And then finally, for the American Eagle section, here we have another fairly unrealistic aircraft for Washington Reagan. However, American Eagle are actually flying these aircraft, just not into Washington Reagan. We have an ERJ-145. This aircraft has arrived in from Providence in Rhode Island and is going to be heading out to Jacksonville in Florida. And then over here with the American mainlines, here we have one of the largest aircraft that flies into Washington Reagan. We have this American Airbus A321neo. There's very limited places these fly to, so this has arrived in from Phoenix in Arizona and is going to be heading out to Las Vegas in Nevada. Following that, here we have this American 737-800. This aircraft has arrived in from Dallas, Texas, and is going to be heading out to Miami in Florida. And then after that, we have another American 737-800. This aircraft has arrived in from Charlotte, North Carolina, and is going to be heading out to Orlando in Florida. Again, similar with the A321neo, the 737s, there's not many places they really fly to from Washington Reagan. They're all really kind of American hubs or high demand destinations. What I really want to do is get in some American A319s. Hopefully we get a release from NG of some American A319s, and while they're there, an A320 and an A321 would be good as well. But specifically the A319, because we get a lot of them into Washington Reagan and they fly to quite a few interesting destinations. So it'll just be a change if we got some of them versus the kind of the regular 737s and A321s that go out to the same destination. So hopefully we get some American A319s in soon. But next up here we have this JetBlue Airbus A220-300. This aircraft is going to be heading out to Fort Lauderdale in Florida. Next up we have this Alaska 737-800. This aircraft is going to be heading out to Los Angeles in California. Then next up here we have a new aircraft. This is the new NG Delta A320. This aircraft is going to be heading out to Minneapolis in Minnesota. Next up here, another new aircraft. Here we have the Delta Embraer E175. This aircraft is going to be heading out to Omaha in Nebraska. Then next up here we have another E-Jet. We have this Delta E170. This aircraft is going to be heading out to New York LaGuardia. Next up, moving over to United now. Here we have this United 737 MAX 9. These are flying again after being grounded for a while, but this aircraft is going to be heading out to Houston in Texas. We then have this United Express CRJ-550. This one is going to be heading out to Newark in New Jersey. And then finally here for United, we have this Airbus A319. This aircraft is going to be heading out to Chicago O'Hare in Illinois. Moving over to Southwest now. Here we have the Southwest Boeing 737-700. This aircraft is going to be heading out to Orlando in Florida. We then have the Southwest 737 MAX 8. This aircraft is going to be heading out to Chicago Midway in Illinois. And then finally here at the gated areas, here we have this Air Canada Express CRJ-900. This aircraft is of course going to be heading out to Toronto in Canada. And then finally here, wrapping up the update, we have this Alaska 737-800 in the new salmon livery. This aircraft is just lining up on the runway and is going to be heading out to Seattle in Washington. And with that, that does conclude today's update of Washington Reagan National Airport. I hope you enjoyed, and with that, there's not really a lot to go over, so I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.